Way ha, hey ha, hey ho, 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 way ha, hey ha, hey ho. This is the Anishinaabe traveling song that's been in the ancestors for thousands of years. Chi-miigwech, thank you. This podcast is about the community and you and the community. Did you ever notice that me in the mirror is we, and we in the mirror is me? We are all our relations. All our relations is everything that is alive. In the Ojibwe Anishinaabe, the rock is alive. It is referred as a grandfather or grandmother because the rock is energy and it holds the wisdom of the ancient. It's the most ancient spiritual being on earth are the rocks. They were here way before us. And also the trees, the plants, the flowers. They're all listening to us. They're all alive. They bring us so much comfort when they become medicine. But like everything there is good, there is a little bad in the good and a little good in the bad. So some plants might have a defense mechanism that doesn't align with us. But the most important thing is that they are our relations and we have a lot to learn from them. Whether they are fish, insects, the winged, which are the two wings, the birds, the four-legged, which are the mammals, and the humans, the star nation, because the stars are alive. The earth is alive. Mother Earth is a living being. Father Sky is a living being. So it's important to acknowledge those as our relations. They are part of our world. We can talk to them. We can have a relationship. And we tangle in the circle together. Everybody is in the circle together. Nobody is better or lower than the other. In the circle, we are all equal. And what is interesting is that every human being on earth knows something that the others don't. We are all important and we all matter, no matter who we are, whether we are a tree, a fox, a sturgeon, a perch, a little ant, the sunlight. We are all important in this world. So that is very important teaching. No matter how small you feel, like the Dalai Lama says, have you ever tried sleeping with a mosquito? Then even though it's a small little insect, it will disrupt your sleep. So never underestimate your own power in this world. You are a powerful being. No matter which status or which part of the world you come from. Also, It's important to note that, for example, our present society or more modern people have started labeling people. Like, for example, if you have been diagnosed with ADHD, they will try to medicate you and to have you sit down and focus. But no. It is not a condition. ADHD is just a word. In a herd of deer, the ADHD ones are the ones who are extremely alert. They are the leaders to maintain safety among the herd and move the herd before any predator comes close. If the shit hit the fan, you want to be friends with someone who's ADHD, because when it gets chaotic or busy, these people are thriving. They're meant to face chaos. They're meant to face busy environments, because it's a survival trait. In a herd, people with ADHD or animals with ADHD would ensure the safety of everybody. So if the shit hits the fan in this world, you want to have friends who are ADHD. It's actually a superpower. It's a survival trait that has re-emerged in our present time because of the high stimuli in the environment, all the frequencies that are bombarding us. It has awakened the survival characteristics of someone who's looking out for the herd, someone who can do many things at once and make sure that everybody is okay. So if you are ADHD, never feel ashamed of being who you are, because you're actually a superpower survival person, and we need you in this world. There's a reason why a lot of you are resurging in this world, is because of all the chaotic and the ascension going on, the change from world to worlds that is happening slowly with time, the fork in the road. The people are there to help guide us. So there's more and more, yes, but because the world is about to step into a different world, becoming a new world, and this old world will die out, and when it does, we're gonna need these warriors to step up. Because yes, if you are ADHD, you are a warrior, you are a resilient person, you are a leader. So that is very important. That's what nobody tells you. They make you feel like it's a condition, like almost like a disease, but it's not. It's a superpower, my friends. The same thing with autism. A lot of people will categorize people with autism, but no matter who they are, if they have autistic characteristics or they are on the autism spectrum, they are gifted. They have a lot of things to offer the world. These people are there to help us ascension. They are pure. Their heart is pure. They know what they're doing. They're often gifted in science or in arts, and they will teach you so much. They're here to help you understand the world and prepare you for a new world, prepare you to see what's most important in the world. Sometimes it's hard to understand because these people are deep in their own little world, but they teach you what matters and what's most important in life, and they are often detailed oriented. They are very sensitive to sound, to people, to energy, to frequencies, because really autism, it's its own frequency. It's a high frequency that the people that are normal have yet to tap into. They're here to guide us into that high frequency. And each autistic person on earth is actually a grid point of high frequency to help elevate the earth into this new world. So, yes, for the parents, it is very hard to learn how to cope with an autistic child. But really, it's a gift from the Star Nation. They're sending you their best warriors, and they're camouflaging them under autism or Down syndrome or La Tourette. But these are warriors with a lot of resiliency, and they will teach you about the beauty of life, the wonders of life. Sometimes, yes, they lose their marbles when they have a meltdown, but these beings, these humans, have such a high frequency that the Star Nation decided to disguise them with these ailments so that nobody would know that the greatest warriors of all time, the light beings, are sent to the earth to help you ascend into this new world, to bring out a better world for the future. So it is a camouflage, just like the skunk stinks, but it is a camouflage because the skunk is really a cute, furry little animal, and it's full of beauty and love. So remember, these people are here to show the new world, to elevate the frequency of the earth with their gifts, and they will help you. And if you just learn to tap into their little world, into their frequency, you'll be in awe of all the wonders they are. So that is very important, as you acknowledge these are not conditions or diseases, or they're actually there for a reason. It's all out there. Okay? People won't tell you, but it is that. Now, this is different medicinal tools. You can view it as you wish, but remember, open your eyes, but remember to see with your heart. Because the mind will see physical stuff, but the heart will see far beyond the physical limitations and see the soul, the beauty and the energy out there. When you see with your heart, you have no judgment. When you see with your heart, all you see is the beauty and the potential of a human or of a relations, whether it's a plant, an ant. You see how wonderful all of these are. They are wonders of the world. Whether it's an eagle or a little cricket, they are equal. They are beautiful. They all have a role to play, like a grid or a net. If someone pulls a little bit on the rope, everybody is affected by it. Everybody feels it. For example, you see in this picture now a coyote in the forest. Like they said, what happens to the wolf happens to the humans, and what happens to the humans happens to the wolf. It's like that for all our relations. What happens to the trees happens to the humans. What happens to the humans happens to the trees. Everything is intricately linked together. And our original purpose is to be a hollow bone, to be deeply rooted in Mother Earth, and to not take more than what you need. Only take what you need, and the rest is not yours to take. It becomes greed, and greed is punishable. The same thing with the Father Sun, the energy of the sun. You are linked to the star world, to Father Sky and Father Sun. And the source energy comes through your head, and the earth energy comes through your feet and your legs. And if you meditate and free your brain of all that you've learned in your life, you'll be left with your soul only. No ego, no judgment, no knowledge of what you've learned in society, only what spirit teaches you. Between Mother Earth and Father Sky, you become a hollow bone, a messenger. You become someone who tends to the earth, who tends to the sky, who tends to... And what is the most important is what is between the earth and the sky. That is the most important thing in the world. It is your world. And whatever happens to your world happens to you. And whatever happens to you happens to your world. That's why it is our responsibility to heal ourselves and work on our personal growth. It's never too late. With every breath you take, with every sunrise, with every new opportunity, every time you breathe, you have this choice you can make to make your world a better place and to make yourself a better self, for that your future self will thank you for, to make your ancestors proud. Your ancestors didn't die out of nothing. You are the results of all of them. Make sure to make them proud. How were they doing 100 years ago? How were they doing 200 years ago? 300, 500, 1,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago? But remember, time is not linear, and time is an illusion. So it's not only about the past, but it's about being mindful in the present of your decisions and actions. It's also about acknowledging the future. What kind of world I want for my kids? What kind of world I want for my grandkids, my great-grandkids, and my great-great-grandkids? Because in 7 generations from now, you have no idea if your great-great-great-great-grandkids will be white, black, red, yellow, blue, or fluorescent. You have no idea. So you have no idea if they'll be homosexual, if they'll be bisexual, if they'll be straight, if they'll be bionic, or if will they be cloned. What will be the future in 7 generations from now? What do you want to promote? What do you want to work on? You don't want to limit something and prevent your future people to be, because the greatest thing you can achieve in this world is to love yourself, to be free, to be who you actually are. You don't have to be defined by status. You don't have to be defined by the house you live in, by the vehicle you drive, because these are just material things that will come and grow and go. Remember, you are born naked and you will leave the world naked. The only thing you can bring with you on the other side, once you cross over, is the memories, how you treated each other. So there's nothing about money, time, illusion, depths. This is all a big illusion. But how you treat each other, what you do to each other, what you say to each other, how you make them feel, that is the priority. Everything else is an illusion of what the world should be. The government, ment means mind in Latin. Govern means controlling. So the government is a mind controller. It defines what you're learning in school. It defines that you have to work for money to live. Yet the human beings are the only people who has to pay to live on earth. All the other animals don't. But remember, there is good deeds and bad deeds. If you do something bad to someone, it'll come back tenfold. But if you do something good for someone, it'll come back tenfold. So what you want to do is every day pick 3 good deeds to do to make the world a better place. It doesn't have to be big. Open the door for an elder or a pregnant woman, or smile at an elderly person or a child, or buy a coffee to a homeless person or to a friend in need. Make them feel heard. This is so underrated, to actually listen to what someone has to say and make them feel heard and loved, like they matter, like they care. This is the most beautiful thing you can do for someone. It involves no money, just a little bit of your heart, kindness, and compassion. Kindness and compassion are the most important thing in this world, because without it, it would crumble. We live in a world of polarity. So everything comes in 2 sets, like, moon and sun. The moon is feminine and the sun is masculine. One reigns by day, one reigns by night. But together, they make the world beautiful. The same thing with everything. That's why these teachings are so important. And remember, in the Ojibwe and Anishinaabe teachings, they are the 7 grandfather teachings. These are very important. One of them is courage, to have the courage to stand and speak your truth, the courage to stand and defend the weak and the oppressed. You also have the courage to get out of bed in the morning and do the best you can. There's many forms of courage, many forms of resilience, and sometimes it seems impossible. But together we can rise. When we see a member of the community, whether it's me or you or another, we help them rise up, and we go to them and make them feel heard, feel loved, and feel like they matter, because that's what community is all about. And then there's honesty, which is a Sabe, the Sasquatch, or the Raven. So it's important to walk your talk, to be honest with yourself. Are you being honest with yourself? This is something really hard to balance. It's very hard to fall into an ideal or to think we are this, but really we are not. So it's a very important teaching about honesty about who you are. I'm a human being. I'm a single mother of 2. I'm Métis. I'm blended in like a slush puppy. But you know what? It doesn't matter. I'm 5th generation. I don't have a status card, and I probably never will. But in my heart, I am happy. I love the Red Road. I love Creator, the Great Mystery. I try to respect Mother Earth and Father Sky and the teachings. I try to respect the people in the community, and I also try to help them rise up a bit, because it's important. I believe in the people, the first people, and that they shall heal and rise again. I think it's important. They forgot how wonderful they are because they're suffering so much, and they've suffered for the last few hundred years. So it's time to let them know how beautiful they are and how magical they are, and that they were never forgotten by the Star Nation. And so someday they will rise again, and we are almost there now. And it's hard because there's a lot of things going on. Everybody wants a corner of the blanket instead of everybody being okay with just holding the blanket together. So there's a lot of things to work on, but we're getting there, slowly and surely. So that's one of the teachings. The other one is humility, to be humble, to know that we are all related, that we is me and me is we, and that no matter who we are in the web of life, we are all equal in this big circle. We all matter, we all are important, and we all have a role to play. Everybody has a knowledge the other doesn't. So we all have to respect each other. Respect being one of the grandfather teachings. To know, to respect the animals because they give us so much. They give us meat, they give us hides to make blankets, clothing, shelter. With the bones we can make tools, we can make spiritual objects. There's so many things you can do with the sacrifice of this animal, and to use all the body parts to honor it fully, and make sure to put the tobacco down and the prayers up, because this is the original teachings that were taught to us. I only learned it from other people, and these other people learned it from the others before and before. And so that's why it's important, the 7 generations before and the 7 generations after. That is very important, because we are just a glimpse in the web of life, and yet we are a heartbeat that matters. Every heartbeat is important and has a role to play, no matter who we are. That's what community is all about. If you're LGBTQ, know that you are gifted. A lot of them happen to have gifts spiritually, and a lot of them are either both male and female at the same time, just like a plant, or other animals that are males and females at the same time, like species of frogs, for example. And that is okay, because they bring a different perspective to the table. And it's important. Everybody matters. Everybody is gifted in its own way. Some people make music instruments, some people carve bones, some people do paintings, some people do canoes, some people build houses, some people do all the paperwork that the government asks us so we can be at peace, and some people remember the old songs so we know, and some people, collect the medicine, they braid the sweetgrass for us, they grow the tobacco. Some people are avid gardeners, others are berry pickers, others are hunters who bring the meat, others are farmers that choose to raise the meat instead. But all these roles are important, no matter who we are. They are important. And together, we are the people. We are the community. Me is we, and we is me. Remember, we're all in this together. With kindness and compassion, we can achieve unity and peace. Unity is a big word. It's a hard thing to achieve. But with unity, We make a new world. We bring new ideas. The fork in the road will eventually unite us, and we'll be back to the Star Nation. It's very important. So also, I wanted to tell you about, the fact that life is beautiful. Never give up, because you don't know what tomorrow may bring. There's a concept called the Ho'oponopono method, which is an Hawaiian ancestral medicine affirmation. What they would do is they would use 4 words that heal. So it is, please forgive me, pardon me, I'm sorry. No, please forgive me, I'm sorry, thank you, and I love you. So, for example, if you're having a conflict with a member of your family or a friend or someone in the community, you visualize that person. Like, for example, I might have a problem with one of my child, and I want to feel closer to them. I want my relationship to be healthier. So I look at their picture, or I visualize them in my head, and I repeat all the time, pardon me, I'm sorry, thank you, I love you. And you say that until you feel at ease. You can say it for as many days as you want, and that will help you heal the relationship between you and that person. Sometimes that person comes back into your life. It takes time, but if you put your heart into it, into making it a better solution, it will help. And it will eventually heal that relationship. Maybe not to the fullest, but it'll be a big start. And sometimes we are broken in one of the biggest relationship, and that is to love and accept ourselves for who we are. Who am I? Do I really accept my body? Do I accept who I am? Do I love my life? This is the most rebellious act you can do in this world, is to accept yourself as you are, to be free of the judgment of others, to love yourself and your body just the way you are. So it is important. So you look yourself in the mirror and you say, please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. I love you. And you repeat it and say it until you feel comfortable. It might take months, years, but it's magical. It will help you so much. Have faith in the tribes of Hawaii. They are so much with lots of wisdom in this world. Wisdom being another of the grandfather teachings. Knowledge is not meant to be hoarded. It's meant to be shared. I'm just a little person. Here, I have 2 kids, I'm raising them, but I happen to retain a lot of information on spirituality. I'm still pooping in the same toilet as you guys. I am not anybody special, but I am me and you are we. Me and we are together. And it's meant to be shared. Because what's the point of learning a bunch of stuff if you're not going to tell it? If you're not keep it for yourself, it's a form of greed. So sharing it is important. So other people can take your information and have a personal growth, an illumination, a new thought, a chance to heal themselves. So it's very important. Like everything I'm telling you right now, I learned it from somebody else. It is not me who invented it. This is the medicine of the ancestors, whether it's from the East in China, with Feng Shui or Reiki, or whether it's from Lakotas or Mexicans, the Aztecs or the Maya, or whether it's from BC, the Haidas, or the Haudenosaunee people, the Mohawk people, the Seneca people, the um, there's many of them. Whether it's the Inuit up north, or the Caribou people, or the Cree, or the Mi'kmaq, everybody together. Whether it's the Celtic, the Druids people, we are all in this together. No matter where we come from on Earth, we are all a reflection of each other. We are a collective, a big community of Mother Earth. Everybody on Earth is a child of Mother Earth and Father Sky. You come from the Star Nation and live in here on Mother Earth, for this life, and you experience the journey. Everybody experiences it differently. But together we can help each other and make it the best we can with what we have. We're not always lucky. Sometimes we end up in poverty or in an abusive family. Sometimes we end up in a rich family and we get abandoned because the parents work all the time and we never see our parents. So everybody carries their obstacle, their struggle. And, it's about learning about being empathetic towards others, having compassion, to know that everybody suffers in a different way. And together, with kindness, love, and compassion, and understanding each other, we can acknowledge that we all struggle in a way, and we can all journey together towards our healing, because in the end, we're just walking each other home. We're walking each other back to the Star Nation. But while we're on Earth, our biggest purpose is to help each other, is to treat each other with kindness and love. And it's not always easy, because sometimes you are in toxic relationships, sometimes you are being abused in your family. So it's about, finding a way out of that toxicity and heal your wounds. Sometimes it will take you a lifetime to heal, and maybe more than one lifetime to heal, but it's never too late to start now. I know it's easy to say, you think, but I've suffered a great deal in my life. I suffered from sexual abuse with some of my partners I had in life. The men I was with were not always nice. Some of them were narcissists. And I've also suffered from verbal abuse from different people in my life that always put me down. But growing up, I was never physically abused, never sexually abused. And my parents made sure I had food on the table, clothing to wear. I had a warm place to sleep. I was safe. But I had a lot of hard times in my life. But now I worked on my healing. Now I'm not finished. This is not a linear thing. Some days it comes back to me and I'm not feeling great about it. But some days I heal myself even more. And it's about, self-care. And sometimes it's about finding your purpose, your mission in life, and how helping others help you help yourself is very important. So anyway, this is for now the stuff I wanted to share with you, the information. You do what you want with it, because no matter what I tell you, the advice or the stories, remember, your biggest ally is your heart and your gut feeling. You are the master of your life, of your journey. You decide what you want to do, which path you're taking. So remember, follow your heart and follow your gut feeling. They are your best ally. I'm sending you a lot of love, compassion, and I hope you find the tools you need for your journey. Thank you very much. I love you with all my heart. Chi Miigwech. Merci beaucoup. Ni Awankoa. Thank you very much.